One dependency is added. Now this Spring can work as a Spring application. Now, what you are trying to do? Inversion of control. That we will take away the control of that class. What is meant by JCL jar file? Why didn't you ask for what is meant by Spring Core jar file? Let's wait for at least the introduction part. I'll explain all the jar files. By the way, it's for logging, common logging file. So inversion of control. How we will achieve this inversion of control? By creating a IOC container. Container means a place where we will keep all the objects. Okay. How many ways we have to create this container? Two ways. One is bean factory. One is bean factory, which is the older method. The use of IOC is to create and manage the object of IOC container I'm talking about. That the benefit of this IOC container is to create the object automatically and manage them. So for creating IOC container, there are two methods. One method is bean factory and second one is application context. Now don't ask what are they, I'm just writing. Both of them are classes in Java or frameworks. So bean factory is one method, which is the older method, which is not in use now, but when you are coming on Tuesday, once I will show the explanation of this. Why we don't use bean factory now? Because it supports only XML. First problem, that it is supports only XML. What application context supports? It supports XML, Java, and annotations. Like if it is like we can write our code in Java, what is more beautiful than that, right? So what is already completed, sir? What completed? That's why we don't use bean factory. Now, what left with us? Application context. Now, as you are trying to use something as context, application context, so you should add the dependency of Spring context. Add the, without Spring Core, nothing will work because this is the core application. You have to convert your Java project into Spring Core. Here, add the dependency of Spring context. Spring context. Very simple way, go to the website and search for Spring context. Spring context. Search it right away and you will see Spring context visible. This one, click on this, same version 6.2.5. Go away and just copy the dependency that you are getting up here. Same way, where we have to paste it? pom.xml, where between the dependencies tag. So top, bottom, middle really doesn't matter. You can keep it anywhere, right? Just save the file after keeping the dependency. Save the file. So when you are pressing just Ctrl S, the file will be saved, and you see a lot of jar files are added here by adding only one dependency. Now you know, if you are not adding this one dependency, how many jar file you have to download? You have to download Micrometer Commons, you have to download Micrometer Observation, you have to download Spring AOP, you have to download Spring Beans, you have to download Spring Context, you have to download Spring Expression, you have, that's it. So one dependency is giving you how many jar file? 4, 5, like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On a very note, 6 jar files. Now time saving is going on. So now Spring Context is done. Now in the next step, we will create our container or configure our container. Configure your container. For configuring the container, what we have to do in the class path, in the class path, what is your class path? src main java. I'm talking about Eclipse. The same class path is different in IntelliJ. So in the class path, that is your src main java, create a or create an XML file. What you have to do? You have to create an XML file and name it as application context.xml. Yeah, STS and Eclipse are having same path because STS is like Eclipse only. In bracket, I am mentioning you can write any other name as well. You can write any other name as well. This is totally your choice. You can write any other name, no problem. So let's do it then. So what we will do here in src main java, where in src main java, I will create a new file. So new and then file. I will just write the file name, that is application context.xml. So XML file will come here. In the next step, you need, let's say you are writing HTML file. So you will write something like this, doc type HTML. You will write or not? Doc type, then you will write the HTML tag. Why you are writing these? Just to tell that this is HTML file here, and here you will write lang equals to en. That means we are trying to write our code in English language. So this is called document type definition, that you are giving definition for your document. You have to give definition here also, which is already written by the developers of Spring. Add the document type definition of Spring application context. DTD we call that. Now your browser is the best way to find. Just type DTD of application context. This one, DTD for application context. Just add the Spring keyword at last so that Spring website will come at top. Spring.io website is coming at the top. 40 XML schema based configuration. Just use this. Now, if you are thinking that this will be this much difficult every time, 30 seconds for Spring Boot. Whatever you are doing now will be done in 30 seconds literally, and everything will come automatically. So just, but this part is compulsory, right? Yeah. Now, if you are keeping this schema or this schema, both will work actually, but it depends on your system's configuration that which one will work. Which one will work? So there's the equivalent file in the XML schema style would be the second one. It is a global. If you are not having any special configuration in your system, then also it will work. Both are same actually. This one is compressed and this one is opened one. So I will suggest you that go with the second one. If you don't want any error in your project, just copy it and paste it inside your XML file. That's it. That's it. What error you are getting? Okay, one more thing I want to tell you. If you are getting some error, instead of typing this message that I am getting error in application context.xml, you can paste your error, right? You can paste your error as well. That this is error I am getting. So created. Now container is created. The next part is give your student class to the container so that it can manage. You have to give it, right? For that, in the next step, what we will do, give the student class a different screen with document is empty showing. So make sure that your file is not having any extra line here, otherwise it will be an error. Your XML should start from first line. So give the student class to the container. Now, if you remember 1, 2, 3, how container manages the things using bean. How container manage the object using bean. So no problem. Inside this beans tag, create a bean tag. Simple bean. Created? Created or not? No. Just give a small attribute class equals to whatever your class name is. Whatever. Now here you should write the fully qualified class name, and fully qualified class name always contains this thing, package dot sub package dot class name. These are the things that your project should have. So student class I want, so the package name is com dot first spring. Copy it and I will give it here. Make sure if you have some different package, you are keeping that. And here class name is student. So dot student I will keep. That's it. Now class you have given, like which class you want to manage. That's it. Now it will manage it. If you want to give some ID so that you can use it. ID as STU. That's it. That the ID of this particular object is STU. Generally, you will not require it. Now you have configured a container, and your container is actually managing the bean of student class. It is managing now. But how we should know that it is managing? If we want to use something in Java outside of its project folder, so how we will use it? By creating object only, right? So in the main file, this is the next step, that in the main class, create the object of application context. So first you create the object by your method that you are following till now. So this student code I will comment for a minute. I'm not writing this. So student code is commented now. Now what we will do is creating the object of application context. Application context, you can import its package. We'll do that. So application context, you can give it a variable name, something like this, application context con, and you can import its package. Control Shift O, from where this package is coming, from where this class is coming, org.springframework.context means you have added one jar file as spring context, which is giving you this class to use. So application context con, or you can say it container, because that is a container, equals to new application context. Now you created this way only. But when you are creating object like this, you will get this error. If you just check this error, the error will tell you this particular part, that cannot instantiate the type application context. Let me give you a brief about it. What you are trying to do, creating the object of your container, right? Is your container a class? No, it's a XML file. So you have to give the path of that. For giving the path, we should attach some keyword before it. That is class path XML. What we have to do? Class path XML, that there is a XML file in my class path. Now just declare that path. So here I will do that string path equals to, where is your XML file? XML file is in src main Java. In Eclipse, you can just go to src main Java by keeping a slash here. File name is application context dot xml, lowercase, uppercase, remember that. And here path, what we will do, we will feed this path here. Okay, we are feeding this path here like that. Now we will run this application just to check if there is any error. So just run it. And project is trying to run, but there is nothing to do. So what I will do, let's just give a print message here. After this application context container, I will give a print message that container is created. The container is created. We will run it now. Any error? No error. If this particular part is getting printed, that container is created, it is 110% sure that this line is running without any error. Then only this part is getting printed. If there is any error in this part, this will not get printed. Means container is created. Now that's it done. Now when you are creating the object, now I will remove these two comments and that's it. When you are creating the object, now we are not dependent on this student class for creating the object. We are dependent on our own container because our container is actually having a bean. Bean is just a Java object in simple terms. That is, see, we will have a detailed definition of beans. We will have a detailed definition of application context, whatever the new terms are. But you should understand how IOC is implemented. Now our container is already maintaining the object of it. How we will ask it? So in the main class here, in the next very step, so these steps are done. In the next very step, what you will do, use the get bean method of application context to get the object of student class. Which method? Get bean. There are other methods provided by application context, but we are not taking our discussion there because first you should run this application without any error. Then we will have a detailed in-depth explanation of each and every term. For that, what we have to do, which method I told? Get method. For what? Creating object. Means now we don't depend on this new operator. Leave it. Now student s equals to, from which, who will give you this container? Container is the object, right? So I will say container dot, which method? Get bean. Bean of what? Class. Which class? Student. Student dot class. Student s equals to container dot get bean. Now just to remove that new student, student s equals to new student, and write this part container dot get bean, you have to do all these things. But this is not a small thing. Entire history is changed of development by Spring. So student s equals to container dot get bean and student dot class. That's it. Provide the class name. I will ask one question now, but I will run it. So s dot set id, s dot set name, I am setting id and name, and then I'm printing the same. I will just run it. So while running the file, we are getting container is created and one and Shivam without any error. And this is the complete project. Now you have some time to ask the question that you want out of this part. After that, I will start. Any question in this? I hope today you understood it more better. It will happen tomorrow, you will understand it much more better. It doesn't mean that tomorrow also will do the same thing. Will do something extra. Understood this part? Now are you actually everything I have compiled in the file, if you see there, how many bean tags, that many objects are created. Of course, I will tell that if for one class only one bean tag is required if you are not writing the values here. If you are writing values, then much part you are creating, the much bean tag will be required. It totally depends on the use case. Anyways, this is our next topic of discussion. Here now, load will not increase, guys. Why you are thinking that load will increase? Let's say here I want to create two object, two students. So you will create like this. Student S1 equals to new student. After that, if you want second student, you will create student S2 equals to new student. Is there any other method that you will follow? No. Is it increasing the load? No, it is just taking about the number of things that are going running on. If two students are there, two objects are there. If three students are there, three objects are there. This is a traditional way. No load will increase. And if load is increasing, why we are sitting here? We'll handle the load. Explain 40th space occupied increase. What is space occupied, Lakshman? Explain 40th line. What is in 40th line? This one. Here I am creating the object of student class. But there is one change. I am not writing student as 1 equals to new student. If you are creating object in core Java, advanced Java, we will write like this, new student. And in this new student, there is a complete dependency on the student class. Instead of that, you can ask the container, that container, do you have the object of student class? Container will say, yes, I have a bean of student class. Bean means already object is created there. Directly use it. Now you don't need to create object. For that, who is having the bean? Container. So first container. Now container will give you bean by one method, get bean. So call the get bean method. Now let's say if there are two, three more classes, you have to define your class name, and your class name is student.class. That's it. Now every time you will ask to your container to give you the object. Already object is created. I am saying already object is created there. If object is created there means we can store the values also. So yes, we can store the values. That obviously we'll see next time. But first you should be able to do this part. Show me XML file. I have already uploaded the code. You can check it from there. And anyhow, this is the XML file. Now, tomorrow, no class. Sunday, obviously, no class. So minimum 2 days and at a maximum of 3 days you will get. Minimum of 2 and maximum of 3. Make sure that this part is done within these 3 days. In that meantime, if you got any error, I have already shared my details. You can reach out to me. If you are getting any error, I'll try to solve if it's a genuine problem. But make sure that if you are coming on Monday or Tuesday, whenever, this part is done. I don't have to explain this. No, ID is not compulsory. I think in the starting only I said that this part is not compulsory. If you are listening to me properly, at that time only I said ID is not compulsory. Class is compulsory to give. If you got any other question, you can go ahead and ask. If you are not having any question, then I will have. So my question is, I am doing one thing. What is the use of ID? No use of ID. Till now, did I did something with ID? have a sense here that I'm not doing anything with ID. Why we use ID in HTML if you want to call it somewhere else? That's it. The question is here container dot get bean. Okay, this is the method I told you that container is a place name and get bean is the method name for by which you can get the bean. Fine, fine, fine. Then we are writing the class name that is student dot class. But the file name is student dot Java. And this thing you might have done in core Java, advanced Java also, that if we have to give the reference of class, our method always is student dot class like that only. Why not student dot Java? Because of loudly, loudly. Sorry. Anyone can use our code. Can you use this code now? How? Student file name is student.java and the written is also student.java. Sir, what is the score? Tell me. 107. And you were watching by hiding the mobile in bag, right? Which team you are supporting today? CSK, RCB? RCB. Then I'm not saying anything to you. So why we are writing student.class here? Instead of we can write student.java because file name is student.java. Can we write student.java also? How it is not tightly coupled here? If student class doesn't work, what happens? I think my discussion is not there, but if you have asked this question, let me answer you. Are you managing the object of class? Not at all. Who is managing? Container. Now container is managing the object of the class. Now this is just the first step to create the object. There are some external tag like this. You can write here property. Now inside the property, you can actually set the values. When you are creating the object, you will get values by default. XML file will show error for you. It is the habit of Eclipse that it does not parse XML. You just run it and see. On running, you will not get any error. Right? On running the file, you will not get any error. Here it is a like it will show errors like this. So now container is managing the object, not you are managing it manually. So automatically things are going on. Why we are not writing student.java when your file name is student.java? Why we have to write student.class? Why we have to write student.class like this? Why? File name is .java, right? Huh? Dot class will get a bytecode. Why do we need bytecode? Have you ever checked bytecode? How does it look like? How bytecode looks alike? Bytecode looks like this. Arey, who told you that it looks like 01? This is the bytecode, right? Now, who need this type of code? Let me sort it out for you. Java is platform independent language or dependent language? Platform independent language, which simply means we can run Java code on any machine. Now, can I run this code that says there is a uifs.java file? Can I run this file on any machine? No. When we are talking about that Java is platform independent, we are talking about class file, dot class file. Dot Java file is not platform independent, that is platform dependent. Dot class file, which you call as bytecode. Your bytecode is platform independent. Sir, Kohli got out. Check. Array out. So the class file is independent. And now you are creating the Java application for all the machines. You are creating your Java application for all type of machines. Machine mean each device will use it. So in the same way, we have to keep class here so that it is taking reference from the bytecode, not the actual code. That's why we have to keep student dot class. Got it now? And I will ask it after 2-3 days. Then I will see how much you got it. If you got any other question, go ahead and ask me. I will give you the zip file of this particular code as well. And this one. Okay, this one also I will give you. So I hope you will get at least 2-3 days. Make sure that you are done with this. If you are getting any error, you can reach out to me. I'll try to solve. Steps of creating IOC container.
This meeting is being recorded.
Hope you will enjoy the weekend and the festival as well. A happy Ugadi and Eid to everyone as we will meet after that. Ugadi is the new year, right? Which new year? Which one? Number. Number Cheppu sir. Let's say English 2025 is running. Now that is actually Hindu New Year also, Telugu New Year, Tamil also. So what is the number of that? So whatever English year is going on, add 59 to that. That is our year now. Which one? 84? Let me check. Let me confirm it. No, sorry. 56. Not 59. You have to add 56. I am giving you the steps and both the zip file. Just go through it and do it. Okay. Fine, guys. Let's connect after the holidays now. Hope you will enjoy these and will come after a refreshing energy. Bye bye, guys. Take care. Good night, everyone. You can leave now.